Welcome back to the Deacon Hoover Radio Network. I am Adam, not the star. Here's the star, Alex Deacon, the Deacon of Real Estate. Alex, how are we doing this Friday afternoon?
We're doing good, Adam. How are you today?
We're doing well. We're doing well, Alex. Listen, Alex, we've talked about a lot so far. We've been doing these now for about a month or so. We've touched upon a bunch of different investment tips, tricks, just kind of getting a lot of investors out there ready to grow in their own right. But we've never really hit upon why don't people grow in our neck of the woods right here in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, and we will touch on that. I'll let you know, I get a lot of folks who come in from literally across the globe and around the country here. They want to buy real estate in Pittsburgh. So we're going to talk about why is that and what is the advantage of buying real estate, but specifically here in the Pittsburgh market.
Okay.
Where would you like to start?
Let's see.
At the beginning?
I think we could start at the beginning.
Okay.
What's the one thing that you think, the most important thing that you think?
Like when William Penn came here and founded Pennsylvania? And do you want to start there, or do you want to maybe...
We could let everyone know that Pennsylvania actually stands for Penn's Woods.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm even guessing on the William Penn thing. I'm clueless. I barely got through high school. But anyway, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
What would entice you to want to buy real estate anywhere? So it's typically people can visualize what real estate's all about, right? You buy it for one price, you sell it for a higher price. Or you buy it, you rent it out, the tenant pays the rent, appreciation, property goes up in value, you get tax benefits, you sell it someday at a massive profit, you live happily ever after. So, I mean, that's pretty simple to understand. Right? And it is that simple, but it's also super, super complex.
Okay.
And there's so many different ways to make money in real estate that I probably know 1% of them. Okay? But Pittsburgh specifically it's affordable. So people, the entry point financially to get into anything in Pittsburgh right now is very affordable. Okay? Some parts of the country are 10 times what it would cost to buy a house here. It blows people's minds when they come in from California, San Francisco, Boston, New York. When they come here and they see what you can get a house for in certain neighborhoods, it's just like this same house in Boston is $500,000. It's $50,000 here.
I know my wife and I, to kind of piggyback off that, my wife and I were looking at the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Seattle, those Salem, those type of areas, and it is much more affordable here in Pittsburgh. And realistically, it's kind of the same climate now, anyway. So it's this is a lot of people where, like you said, a lot of people were moving away. Now people are moving back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see. Well, what we've seen in the population as far as growth wise is basically it's very stagnant. I mean, it's really not growing or receding. If you look online and you'll see the growth of Pittsburgh real estate as far as population is concerned, and you look at Allegheny County, population has not really grown. So you have to look at that amongst other things when you're buying real estate to understand that if you don't have people moving in and you have a lot of apartment complex being built, you have a lot of interest in this area, so you have a lot of landlords coming in from out of state and out of the country, they're buying properties. It's causing right now, specifically at this point in time, rents to actually go down.
Wow.
Okay? So we're seeing that. And we're feeling that. Some markets more than others. Some markets that's not the case. Some markets are going up.
Right.
But if you look at the whole Allegheny County in this area as a whole, rents are going down because competition is up, but there's no more population coming in. So it's real simple math.
Right.
So whenever you're doing your numbers, you just have to make sure, when this is something we talk about in other sessions, you have to make sure you're using accurate rent numbers, because that's super critical. If you're using high numbers and thinking everything's always going to be rosy, then you're in for a long ride. So the reason investors want to come to Pittsburgh, one, it's affordable. Okay? Two, the economy's very stable here. We don't have super highs and super lows. It's very stable. We have growth that's sustainable. It's not, like we just talked about, it's kind of stagnant right now, but we are seeing some high-tech stuff come in the area, and is that going to cause a massive explosion of population here? I don't know. I don't think so. But it probably will bring certain economic, bonuses here. a few more people equals, different jobs coming from different industries, and everything grows from there. But when you buy real estate, you base it on what's happening right now. Unless you have deep pockets and you can wait, because somebody famous once said, "Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait." And that's what real estate's all about. It's really buying it and being patient. Because sometimes you have to be. Sometimes you have to know when to sell it and get out. And sometimes you go with your gut and you say, "You know what? I'm going to hold on to it because I feel something's coming up around the bend." But it's all about a little bit of a gamble, but you mix that in with knowing what the market looks like in the past and what you foresee it coming around in the future. You can make better decisions.
Now, with Pittsburgh being as sustainable as it is, and I guess somewhat maybe quasi predictable compared to other markets, does that make it just a little bit easier on the investment side?
I tell you what, I guess you can limit your losses. That's what can be easier. You're going to limit your losses. Your losses are going to be less because it's less entry point to get into the market here. But you can fail just as easily here as you can anywhere. And I see it happen so often. Like, again, I said investors come in from all over the country and all over the globe to buy real estate here thinking because it's inexpensive, the entry point is easy, real estate's easy to conceptualize to begin with, that boom, we can make a lot of money in Pittsburgh, and you can lose a lot of money in Pittsburgh too. So. But it is easier to get into this market because you can buy a house at 10 times less money. For example, if you buy $1 million home and you're an investor, typically if you go through conventional financing, you have to come up with 20 to 25% down. That would be $250,000, right? That's a lot of cash. Where you can buy the same house here that's $100,000. And of course, the rents are going to be much lower and such, and you can get into that property for $20,000 to $25,000. Big difference.
Huge difference.
But you can lose just as much money. You can buy $100,000 houses here, or $1 million house in New York, and still lose money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But you do get a good return on your investment here. Appreciation here has been probably for the past 20 years. If I was just to guesstimate, anywhere on average 3 to 4% over a 20-year span. That's pretty good. It's pretty good appreciation. We do have some high-tech industries moving into Pittsburgh. They're throwing around Amazon, maybe a headquarters here, but I think they're talking with probably 20 or 30 other cities too. So it's not something that you can bank on. The oil and gas industry here is fairly alive right now. It goes up and down though. The oil and gas industry right now, it seems to be kind of strong. They're building $1 billion complex out in Hopewell, which is Beaver County. That's a fracking thing. It has to do with gas and natural gas and
stuff. Where I grew up.
So there's some things going on that could be beneficial to buying here. I know Pittsburgh, it's at one point and many times in the past has been voted the most livable city in the United States.
I think like at least 3 times in the past 10 years or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
So just those minor points alone is why it's a good reason to buy real estate specifically here. But to buy real estate really anywhere is probably a good idea. But you just need to know the market. You need to buy low and sell high. You need to buy when the market is down and sell when the market is up. It's just the basics. Again, it boils down to the basics.
So what else do you think, Pittsburgh? What are else some positives on the business side that we have here? On
the business side, we have a huge health industry here. I mean, people come from all over the world for our health, our universities and our hospitals. So we're big there, and I think what's come with that is medical care and high tech. For some reason, Pittsburgh seems to be morphing into some high tech area. We went from steel mills to the blue collar guys to maybe we're switching it up now. It's been quite a long time since the steel mills failed, and I think we're making a turnaround here. It
is. It seems like everything is upstarts. A lot of stuff is, like you said, tech-based. And I think, the great universities and colleges that we have here, that probably adds on into that, too.
Yeah, and some markets are very hot. Some markets are not. Some markets are good right now. Some markets are bad. Some markets are going up. Some markets are depreciating. You can make money in every one of those markets. You just have to know you have to buy low and sell high. It's really that simple. You can make money in an, like, I always get this question: do you feel a crash coming on, a market crash? I'm like, I don't know what a market crash feels like. It seems like it happens every 10 or 15 years or so.
And you just kind of ebb and flow with it.
So you just have to be ready for it. So whenever I buy something in any area, I don't buy in it to be honest, I don't buy anywhere but Pittsburgh. So that's one thing I don't recommend, is for you to go and buy something out of state. Unless you have a really good core team that you can count on here in Pittsburgh to help you.
Right.
Stay home and buy at home, because you can manage those properties. You can learn that market much better. But my point is, you just have to be careful regardless where you're buying, and know that you can make money in an up, down, sideways market. Doesn't matter. You just have to be smart about it.
Okay. Be smart. Like we always say, trust your instincts. And be knowledgeable of the area itself. Now, is there any benefits on the tax side of things for investing in Pittsburgh?
No, nowhere more than anywhere else, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Because I didn't know if we had any benefits going on, right now in the Pittsburgh area. I'll tell you, for me, and I know we don't have that much time left, but there's a ton of business reasons to invest here. I got a couple that I think people need a good reason to invest just to come back to Pittsburgh. Pierogi, Permane Brothers, and the Penguins. I mean, it's the 3 Ps. That's all you need to know.
True. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh,
that's an S, but
I know.
And the Pirates, not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, that's why I stray away from the Steelers too. That's why I was like, got to stay loyal to my Raider Nation.
But I guess if I was to summarize today, invest in Pittsburgh, invest in real estate, period, wherever you are. Don't wait to buy real estate and wait. You have to be patient. You have to have a good business mind in this, and it's not easy, but I would suggest if you're going to do it, go for it, and go strong at it, but be smart about it.
There we go. All right, guys. But there are some reasons why. Number 1, invest in Pittsburgh. Number 2, just invest. There are ways to make money. Patience, use your instincts, be cognizant of scenarios around you, and think big, but think realistic, guys, like we always talk about. Alex, I think this is it on why I invest in real estate, especially Pittsburgh. This is just the basics right here.
It always comes down to the basics.
Good deal. We like that. So, Alex, I thank you very much, sir, for joining me today for this little session. And ladies and gentlemen at home, please, please, please comment, like, subscribe to whatever outlet you're listening to us on, whether it be iTunes, Google Play, Podomatic, Spreaker. Please let us know how we're doing. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter at Deacon Hoover. My name is Adam. For Alex and for everyone else at Deacon Hoover Real Estate Advisors, we thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.